Hello to everyone, welcome to this new video lesson relative to Latain. Today I decided to explain an information relative to spot turn in Rumba, but the similar information is possible to applicated at the spot turn in cha-cha, okay? Or eventually in samba. Now, I starting and explain in particularly in a langsam motion the step, okay? When I make a spot turn, I starting with a side position. I have this side step. Now I make, after this side step, the pivot action inside my leg. Now I continue with a forward step and again make a rotation in the step. Now I continue with a forward step, finish with a pivot action and continues with the next side for the same step. Side, pivot, forward step, rotation, forward step, pivot, side. It's important for me understand this particular action to the hips inside the spot turn, the pivot action. Pivot action is this: when I go to side for change my body, I use this action, pivot. The pivot is a typical action for make this turning in a different movement with a nice styling to the leg and to the body. When I finished the pivot action during the step, I have my free leg with a lower hips position and my standing leg with the up position of the hips. I going forward, I vision in forward. This is my free leg and my hips is in lower position. This is my standing leg because I have totally my body weights and I have elevation to the elevation position in elevation to the hips. Okay? This is important because I maintain the stability inside my body. Is possible for understand in a simple way this movement, division this movement in three parts: hips, torso and feet, because I used the three different points during this step. In a first, I used the side part and take a step, okay? Now I used my hips because for pivot action used the hips. Now I take again the step, and now I use the torso because I have a rotation with the upper part of the body, because I used this point for rotation. Now again the step, pivot action relative to the hips, side step for the foot placement, okay? Now again I have a pivot action because I used my hips. Now I make a step, this relative to the foot. I used the rotation for the upper part of the body with my torso. Again used the foot for make a step in forward and the hips for complete the pivot. This is the movement inside this step. I dance a little bit too fast, okay? Now we side, pivot, forward, rotation, forward, pivot, side, pivot, forward, rotation, forward, pivot. Now we side, pivot, forward, rotation, forward, pivot, side, pivot, forward, rotation, forward, pivot. Thank you for your attention and see you to the next lesson.